done it. We're here. We made it. It is the middle of the week. It is Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. I am James. You are you. We are here for the 149th episode of At Home with James. It is 9:06 p.m. unless you're coming to us from the West Coast, in which it is 6:06 p.m. Thank you for being here. If you're coming to us from Quebec tonight or today, whatever it might be, depending on what you define time as, we've had a nice rainy day, haven't we? In fact, we've had a nice rainy week. I'm going to tell you something right here, right now, because I like to be honest with this fan base. This rain has grabbed me with its dark hand and pulled me into the depths of despair for many, many days in a row. One of those moods where you're like, you know what, I better take a nap, but you've only been awake for 2 hours. You get up from the nap, you go, this is it. This is going to be the restart of my day. And what do? You play solitaire on your computer for another 2 hours. And then when you're done, you go, you know what? I did a lot of work today. I better take another nap. And by, of course, work, I don't mean actual work, because usually people who do work, and work is generally defined as something that you get paid for. I'm not doing that anymore. So that's what my new job is, playing Spider Solitaire and taking naps. And then you wake up in a weird haze and you think someone's in your home. You go, nah, no one's in my home anymore. Imagine living that life if this just never ended. No one ever came to your house anymore. If you're someone like, one of these, well, let's just call them someone named James, and you just never had anyone in your house ever again. We don't know how long this is going to go on for, but here's the thing. The longer this goes on, the more reason you have to force yourself onto your computer or mobile device, turn on twitch.tv/athomewithjames every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, some Sunday mornings, some Saturday nights, to watch this show. Now, how is that for a segue? That segue was the first exciting thing that has happened to me this week. But tonight is an exciting show. For a second straight episode, we are going to do what? We're going to try to get me into the Halloween spirit because, as mentioned, for the past few weeks now, it is a holiday which I have no strong positive feeling towards. Now, I don't have that many negative feelings about it. It doesn't appeal to me because I'm not 13 years old or 5 years old. But you know what? I'm trying my damnedest to get into the spirit. And I saw something today that made me think, you know what? It's working, because I noticed on my Twitter feed, courtesy of some type of news article, that it's what is it called? The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, for the first time in 50 years, will not be airing on traditional television. You have to go get it on Apple TV Plus. And I told my mother about this, and then she said, well, I'm not going to go online to watch it, even though there'd be no commercials or anything. She said, it's not worth it. That's how people feel so strongly about their Halloween traditions, that they could watch something in a different way, but because it's not the exact way they like it, they're not going to do it. And isn't that what Halloween 2020 is all about? But I've put together what I believe to be an all-star Halloween lineup tonight. From top to bottom, it's just nerd after nerd after nerd of Halloween goodness. Much later on, Saima Ahmed is going to be here, a party expert, but tonight, a Halloween party expert to give us the do's and don'ts of Halloween parties. Now, you can't have any unless you're a rule breaker. And you might be. If you're a rule breaker, this is the segment for you. A little bit after that, first-time guest. I scoured high, low, left, right. I went all the way from Lachine all the way over to Station de la Concorde in Laval, and I have found one of the classic Halloween figures, a monster, if you will, on tonight's show. The one and only Dracula is going to be here tonight. Dracula. And we're going to kick things off in just a moment with someone that I have been trying to get on this show since it began back in the old days, the relic of Instagram Live. Someone who has been running a pretty successful wrestling company in Ottawa for, I don't know, 12 years or something like that. A person that I've known for even longer than that. And I said, why don't you come on? We'll talk about wrestling. And he's like, no, I can't do it. And all I had to do was say, how about Halloween? And he's like, yes, I'll be there. I would love to talk about trick-or-treating and jack-o'-lanterns. An overgrown adolescent is going to be joining us. His name is Mark Pollesel in just a moment. Before we do that, I would like to, and I'm doing it right now, I'm staring at our chat right now on Twitch. I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. For everyone who has followed and subscribed, your support warms the cockles of my heart that has been rendered otherwise cold and rattled. Let's begin tonight's show. I am ready to do this. I feel adequately prepared to talk about Halloween. As mentioned, our first guest is a self-proclaimed Halloween expert and enthusiast. He's got one of the worst, if not the worst quality mics that any guest has ever had on this show. Please welcome first-time guest, Mark Pollesel. Mark, how's it going, buddy?
Good. Happy Halloween month, James.
Happy? Is that what it's called? I thought it was spooky season.
The season's longer than a month.
Now, I want you to take me through this this Zoom background that you've got.
It looks like a dark, spooky hallway.
Yeah.
I thought it was more interesting than my laundry room.
Yeah. I mean, a laundry room is pretty spooky.
It is.
Yeah. They sometimes make scary noises.
Scratches and
yeah. I see. Here's the problem with me, Mark. I can't get into Halloween. That even when I want to do these traditional spooky sounding voices, I can't bring myself to cross that threshold. And that's why you're here to try to encourage me in the ways of Halloween.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
This season is magical, and I just don't understand why you don't feel that magic.
Well, I'm hoping that by night's end, I will feel the magic of Halloween. I want to get right into it, Mark. Did you always love Halloween? Do you remember loving it from a young age, or was there a pivotal moment where you got a Twix bar and you were like, "This is it"?
I've always loved the season.
Yeah.
As a kid, that night always seemed special and like magical.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could look up in the sky, maybe you might just see like a witch flying across the sky on a broom. Just like at Christmas, you might see Santa.
Yes.
And as I grew older, it kind of became, especially for my wife and I, that time of year where it's like the holidays, that's everyone else's thing.
Yeah.
That's like your family wants you. You got to make decisions who you can spend time with. October, no one gives a shit, and you can do whatever you want all by yourself, and it's your season.
Yeah, this is true. Now, I would say, Mark, this might be fair to say, I think Halloween is to you what Christmas is to me.
Very much so. The birth of Christ, the birth of Satan, right?
Spoken like a true incel. Now, you mentioned your wife. I was at your wedding.
You were indeed.
You had like a Halloween themed wedding.
Yeah, but it was like spooky classy. It wasn't
And then at one point, I remember like there was like a buffet and it was only like candy. And I was like, what?
It was a candy buffet. But before that, there was also a poutine buffet.
Yeah, there was a poutine buffet. Then that was fun. But then it was just like, what is this guy is just giving us candy? Yeah. That's all I got. I was just I'm going to eat a bunch of rockets.
We did not put rockets out.
Well, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Terrible. It was 8 years ago.
It was the most pathetic candy I could think about in the moment. The only thing
which we did not give. Don't accuse me of ever being a rocket giver.
Now I could do Halloween talk with you for hours, but we're on the subject of candy, so I want to ask you: do you have a strong opinion one way or another about those disgusting molasses candies?
They're awful.
Thank you.
Those things are awful. Yeah, I remember when I used to have my like pillowcase full of candy from trick-or-treating when I was 15, 16, 17. I went trick-or-treating late into life. Anyways, those things.
Yeah, we call that birth of an incel.
You just admit you went to my wedding. Just saying. Okay. So
it's true. Yeah. I'm off track here.
So anyways, yeah, those molasses candies would be sitting in my room come January. So
yeah,
would not touch them.
It's one of those things that I think it falls into the category of Halloween trash, which includes pennies and apples and loose peanuts.
Yes. But the one thing about the molasses candy that was great for the most part is they had like this super spooky seasonal wrapping, like the
Oh, so
orange and the
you'd unwrap it. What I'm imagining is you'd unwrap it and you'd
cover my
throw out the
walls and
molasses
the
candy, and you'd make a wall of
full of,
molasses candy
full of
wrappers.
yeah. You didn't have to use any adhesive either, right? They're already
Yeah, they're already a little
they just
sticky.
go
Now,
up, yeah.
off air, you said something that absolutely shocked me to my core. When you're handing out treats on Halloween night with your wife, you guys give out full chocolate bars, and you're buying upwards of 100 bars at the dollar store.
I think last year was 120.
So 120.
Yeah,
So the chocolate bars at the dollar store are like 88 cents. So if somebody wants to
86,
calculate
86.
88 cents plus tax and then times that by 120, I want to do a tally of how much money my friend Mark spent on giving out Halloween candy. So once again, 88 cents plus tax. That answer times 120. Somebody help me, because I care about his math as much as I do Halloween. When did this start, Mark? When did you go crazy?
Probably about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Like for years up until then, we've been buying like 5 or 6 boxes of the fun size, and then like making like packages of 4 or 5 mini bars.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, $120 sounds about right.
Yeah, $121.44 is an unbelievable amount of money. Now, of course, I have to ask you.
A year, it's spreading joy. The kid who comes to my door and gets a full size bar, that will stick in their head. Just like,
yeah, well, how about this? What if that child has diabetes?
That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them. Yeah, I like that you're like, hey, look, kid, I'm sorry if you're sick, but here, have an Aero bar. Now, Mark, you must be devastated that Halloween this year will not be happening the same way that it always has.
The night has evolved and adapted for centuries.
Yeah.
And this is just one little blip in the road.
Spoken like a guy who's really trying to hang on. And you want to know how I know? Because I'm doing the same thing with Christmas, man.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I'm really bummed my daughter won't be able to trick or treat. But aside from that, I'm still gonna give candy.
Yeah.
And still do the kind of things I normally do every year in the season. So
well, you're a big horror movie enthusiast.
Yes.
Now, I again,
enthusiast.
I could do an hour just on Halloween with you, but I want you to tell me what you believe to be the worst scary movie of all time is.
That's a big question. I mean, see now as my nerd comes out, I'll be like, so in terms of worst, are we talking about a big budget film or something that was small and just garbage?
Whatever comes to mind. Like, could it be Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Well, for Halloween it'd be bad, but Silent Night, Deadly Night's a fun film. Punish. Have you watched it? Come on, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think it's an abomination towards Christmas.
I mean, it's a movie with a killer Santa.
Yeah.
So it's not really a holiday feel-good film.
Look at me just trying to sneak the holidays into this conversation about Halloween. Well, so which I'm co-opting the segment on my own show. Which are some crappy scary movies that come to mind?
I'd say I don't spend time on thinking about the ones I don't like. That's the problem. The last movie I saw that I really hated. I remember a few years ago, I was going to a screening of a movie called Circus of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
About a bunch of killer clowns.
Yeah.
And it felt like bad Rob Zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an impressive feat because Rob Zombie's not the best filmmaker in the world.
Yeah, he makes a collection of crappy films.
He has some good ones in there, but he's got a very distinct flavor. And
in addition to his collection of crappy music,
he's got some memorable tunes.
It really sounds like you don't want to offend any Rob Zombie fans out there. You're really worried about setting off the Rob Zombie community.
You know what? I bet they're probably some of the most vocal people online if you go after their
I'll check in on the subreddit after the show. I'll post this episode and see what they say about this. Okay, well, so let's get into it. What are some ways in which you plan on celebrating Halloween to the best of your abilities this year?
Right. Still going to several haunted attractions,
mm-hmm.
the ones that haven't been closed because of COVID and the city forcing them to shut down. But there's still a few open. Doing that, decorating the house outside, inside.
Yeah.
giving away candy, trying to watch a new movie every night that I haven't seen before, and just enjoying every moment of the season.
Okay, well, this has been, you know what? This is filling my heart with joy. You're helping me understand because for years, on a variety of levels, I've been, I would say, picking on you.
It's a relationship.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
It
I
is a
don't
relationship. How long have we known each other? You said it earlier, but then I forgot what you said.
I'm pretty sure I would have met you
I'm gonna guess 2005.
2005 because that was the first time I put on a show with IWS and Gatineau.
Yeah.
And I
So
first like
for people,
yeah,
I mention it
15
off the
years.
top. Mark is a very successful independent wrestling promoter. On
It
average,
was
Mark,
until 8 months ago.
yeah, yeah, okay. Well, look, come on, that goes without saying. But prior to that, you, I would say, have the most successful independent wrestling company in Canada. Would you agree?
We've done pretty good for ourselves.
Yeah, okay. So the answer is yes. He wants to say yes. He's afraid of saying it because in the wrestling world, there's all these stupid rules. That's the thing. I don't have to care about them. Now, Mark, on average, how many fans would you say you attract per show?
About 600 every month.
About 600. Right now,
If we're at a regular venue. If we're at the brewery, we're doing about 300, 250.
Yeah, but those shows don't count. Those are like throwaways. That's like if that was a Halloween treat equivalent of a wrestling show, those are peanuts and pennies that you're giving out.
Yeah, that's a fun size.
Yeah, it's a fun size. It's like, oh, here, come and pay the regular ticket price, but with none of the wrestlers you like. As a con man. Now, I would say, Mark, that wrestling characters oftentimes, I think, pull from horror movies. There's been a variety of spooky wrestling characters.
Definitely.
But I would say that none, as far as I'm concerned, have been as scary as me.
It's really terrifying. You've elicited reactions from my crowd that have frightened me a lot, such as
and
they
that's
throw drinks at you and then you refuse to let the show continue until that person's kicked out. And I'm like, hey, what am I supposed to do right now, James? Thank you very much for putting me in this position.
Yeah, that's this exactly. You created the segue that I wanted. That as a performer on your shows, I have scared you on multiple times due to what I believe to be your perception of my supposed reckless abandonment.
No, I think that you're dedicated to your craft.
Thank you,
and I respect that. And
there's that time when you had to hire a security team to protect me due to unruly fans.
Yes, that's because you were doing your job so well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was after a fan you mentioned it, spit in my face and threw beer at me, and I refused to continue wrestling until she was thrown out.
But deep down, I'm sure you were very proud of yourself for that saliva being thrown your way.
Yeah, I look back on it now. At the time, I was enraged.
It's good times.
Yeah, it was good times. So, Mark, I want you to explain why where do you think the crossover between wrestling fans and horror fans are? And you can't use the answer, they're both nerds.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Just
why is there such a crossover between Halloween and horror fans and wrestling fans?
I don't think there is that much of a crossover. I'm sure there are, but
let's just throw that question right into the trash.
I mean, they're both heightened senses. They're both heightened forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
They're both. Well, I mean, horror is subtle as well. There's a lot of subtle in good horror films, but there's also the like over the top splatter films.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that over the top attracts both. Like the first wrestling angle I remember that I flipping channels caught me to tune in again was the Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior curse feud in summer of '92. No, I missed the vomit week. It was the
okay. Well, so if anyone's out there, this is if you like wrestling or you don't, this truly doesn't matter. If you search Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior throwing up, Papa Shango was a voodoo priest who put a voodoo curse on the Ultimate Warrior that gave him a tummy ache.
Yes.
Give him a sore stomach and he threw up.
An episode or two later, while Ultimate Warrior was doing a promo, speaking to Mean Gene Okerlund, suddenly a black ooze started pouring down his forehead.
Yeah.
And 8-year-old me was hooked.
And now this is pretty scary. Mean Gene Okerlund and the Ultimate Warrior are both deceased.
They are very spooky.
Yeah,
and Papa Shango runs a strip club.
Yeah, so very spooky, right? A lot of freaky stuff happens in a strip club.
Yes.
Mark, not to veer off course here, but have you ever enjoyed an evening at a strip club?
I have not.
You've never been to a strip club?
Never been. Does that surprise you?
I mean, I think on some level, you know, I knowing you, I could be like, yeah, it makes sense. Mark's never been to a strip club, but then
I've never wanted to hang out with my friends and get a boner.
If so, well, you're not just sitting there with a heart on, bro.
Yeah, but we're all hanging out together with boners, and it feels weird.
Yeah, you've clearly never been to a strip club with that answer. But again, as I was saying, if someone was like, yeah, Mark's never been to a strip club, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. But then if someone was like, oh no, this guy loves strip clubs, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, too. I think I could go either way on that. Yeah.
Now, do you think you're going to go your whole life never having gone to a gentleman's facility?
I mean, it's probably possible. I've gone this long.
Yeah, and
nothing is suddenly being like, I gotta go see some.
Yeah, so this is what I want to do here. Now, Mark, you also are a writer.
Yes, I try to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw your portfolio out there: wrestling promoter, Halloween guy, and writer. If you had to conceptualize in like, I want you to imagine that I'm like a movie producer, and you have to give me a pitch, and the only inspiration you've got is it's about a guy who's never been to a strip club, and he goes for the first time. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the movie. And then I want you to pitch me. How do you turn this into an idea?
So let's say it's on Halloween.
Okay.
And while he's there, he runs into a bunch of bully wrestlers.
Okay.
Just doing a show, and they've gone to the strip club too.
Yeah.
And then
I want to put a pause here. Yeah. I want you to imagine I'm the executive. I want you to say, I don't know about this whole wrestling angle.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know about that. Yeah, let's.
I'm just trying to pull from my life.
Yeah. Let's just. We understand, Mr. Pollesel, that you deal in the world of make-believe fighting, but can you give us something other than wrestlers?
So suddenly, the strip club. It turns out they're all vampires.
Oh.
And then George Clooney is maybe in this movie. And him and
now we think you might be setting your sights pretty high on this leading role.
I think he'd be in a movie about strip clubs and vampires. I'm sure he would. And so then the you be quiet. And then and then Harvey Keitel and his family, who are traveling across country in an RV. George Clooney kidnaps them, him and his brother. Let's say it's Quentin Tarantino.
Man, this movie sucks.
Oh, wait till you get to the halfway point. And then they get to the strip club. It turns out there's vampires. And then they got to survive.
Man, I called you a writer.
And I'm pitching from dusk till dawn. I'm sorry, I'm a fraud.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, I didn't even know. See, that's how little I know about the vampire world. And I got Dracula on later on.
I know. Well, you should do your research.
Whoa, okay. Apparently it's going to be one of those nights. Mark, before we let you go, I want you to answer a couple quick questions. What are you more sad about right now? Missing out on Halloween or missing out on producing highly successful pro wrestling events?
Financially, I miss those shows a lot.
Yeah.
But spiritually, I am sad for the world.
Yeah.
That Halloween won't be the same this year.
Okay, well, how about this? I want to give you one last opportunity. Let our audience know who's watching right now. Can you send a nice Halloween message out to them? I'm sure if anyone can do it, it's you.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Bonfires burning bright, pumpkin faces in the night. I remember Halloween.
Wow. So where did you steal that from?
Oh, that's a Misfit song.
Oh, that's a Misfit song. Okay, classic spooky band.
Definitely.
Mark, I really enjoyed this. Now that you've crossed the line and you've been on the show, you think you'll come back one of these days?
I think it'll be less than 149 more episodes.
Yeah, see, it wasn't so bad, right? I didn't even really pick on you that much.
No, it was fun banter.
Well, I hope I love you too, and I hope that you employ me again someday on your shows.
When I'm allowed to run, you'll be there.
Wow, look at that. There's a scoop for the message boards. Mark, thanks so much for being here, buddy. Let's talk soon, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's Mark Pollesel. This guy says he's never been to a strip club before. Now, he lives in Quebec, but it's near the border into Ottawa. I can't believe this guy hasn't been to the Bear Facts in Ottawa. So if anyone's out there, if you're a friend of Mark, somebody get this guy to the Bear Facts when they open things back up. Because he's spending his too much time around Halloween and his family and wrestling. This guy needs a release. This guy's thinking you're sitting at strip clubs with all your buddies and everyone's just rock hard with boners. That's just not one of those things that happens. So what we need to do is I'm going to be starting a Patreon soon to send Mark Pollesel to a strip club, but the Bear Facts. And I'm hoping that in the process, the Bear Facts will then sponsor this show. Let's continue on with our second Halloween expert of the night. She's going to be here to talk to us about Halloween parties, the do's and the don'ts, making her long-awaited return and Twitch debut on At Home with James. Let's welcome Saima Ahmed. Saima, how's it going?
Hey, James. I'm good. How are you?
I'm right. Yep. So, thought we'd try to create some mood here.
By far one of the best theme songs to a TV show.
Right. So that was the intro to Goosebumps, the TV series that was inspired by the book series of R.L. Stine. RL, of course, standing for real loser.
Wow.
Oh, you know, it's not often I make myself laugh on this show, but yeah. Saima, how's it going? Happy spooky season.
I'm good. Yeah, happy spooky season to you as well. I didn't know that you weren't such a big fan of Halloween until tonight.
I think that when people meet me, they think a couple things. They think this guy loves cigarettes and this guy must love Halloween, and neither is the case. Now, I need to be honest because, of course, when I get feisty, it sounds like I have a dislike for Halloween when I really don't. I have no strong feelings about it. I like certain decoration and I love the autumn season, but it's not one of those events that appeals to me a lot. And I think it's because I never really had any good ones as a kid, because growing up in Quebec, it's like either raining or snowing and it's cold. So you put all this work into a costume and then 20 minutes into trick-or-treating, you got your winter jacket on and your feet are cold.
I have a very distinct memory of a Halloween. I believe I was in kindergarten and I was a pirate and I had to wear my winter jacket on top of my costume and there was snow on the ground, and this memory will forever stay with me.
Well, and it ruins the experience because when you're a kid, it's about the candy, it's about the bonbons, the treats, but so much of it is getting that cool cred with a costume. Now, if you had a school like mine, there was like you had the children's parade where everyone's got their costume on, and I just always had a lackluster costume. So I think what it's done is it's left me with, I guess, a foul taste in my mouth.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what type of costumes were you sporting as a child?
I remember exactly two. Okay. One of them was a Spider-Man costume.
That's not lackluster.
Yeah, but it was just like, I remember it didn't come with gloves. So I had like red winter gloves on. Clearly this is stuck with me because I remember it vividly. And then the other one was like a scary clown, but it was one of those rubber masks. And you go out trick-or-treating, gets cold, and the mask gets all like full of condensation, and you get that wet rubber smell.
That's pretty COVID friendly.
Yeah, right now, see, there might not be any more of a safe time during the time of coronavirus than when the kids are outside trick-or-treating, getting their disgusting peanuts, pennies, and molasses candy.
Well, I was going to say, for me, I think Halloween is always something I look forward to because it's like a fun holiday. I think like a lot of people put a lot of pressure on Christmas.
Yeah.
And Halloween's just like fun. You like, and especially as an adult, I've liked it as a child, and then rediscovering it as an adult in a different way is it's a lot of fun, a lot of parties.
Yes. So I have that same like relationship to Christmas. Once again, I'm co-opting my own episode, so I apologize. But I want to talk about, because now you mentioned you create a new relationship with Halloween as you become an adult because of what? drinking. I'm gonna drinking,
Oh.
partying,
Yep.
and the third and most present one of all, potentially anonymous sex encounters.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't know I was wondering where you were going with this.
That's why I think adults they like Halloween for two reasons. They either have kids or so they can see a sexy flight attendant or sexy cowboy, and then before you know it, someone's putting a disgusting molasses candy in their mouth, and they're Lady and the Tramping, and they're kissing each other in the molasses.
Well, this isn't where I pictured this segment going.
Yes, now this is not about this, so this is why clearly you're the expert here and I'm the novice. Saima, let's begin what you believe to be the do's and don'ts of Halloween partying.
Okay, just so we know, just so we're clear, the part you're describing usually happens after the party. I'm talking about the party.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say it's Halloween. The most part of the party is actually having a costume.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think some people think it's lame to have a costume. I think you have to have a costume. And you know what? You think it's lame, and then you go show up to a party, and you're the only person without a costume, and you're the one who's lame, buddy.
And you know what? I agree. I think if you're gonna do it, just participate.
Thank you.
Now, I'll say this. I don't love it when people, I think where it comes from is people pressuring, like, hey, you gotta have a costume. I don't know who the hell's voice that is. But
that's your inner monologue.
It's that person who's just like, oh, come on, man, you have to have a costume. Where it's like, if it's like a party where it's like, hey, man, you do whatever you want. Yeah. But if you're going to a costume party, I agree with you. Just let yourself have fun and participate.
Yeah, and so I have some costume do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
So my costume, I have a few. So my biggest don't is, and I learned this myself from experience, don't pick an obscure costume no one will appreciate or understand.
Right, okay.
I did this last year. My best friend and I dressed up as these two other best friends who are celebrities called Busy Phillips and Michelle Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend Alex, who you're familiar with, and myself, we dressed up as Busy Phillips and Michelle Williams. Mm-hmm. We bought wigs for this occasion, spent money on this. We went to a Halloween party. Literally no one knew who I was.
Can I make a prediction here?
Sure.
You had to spend the whole party explaining the costume.
Ish, yeah.
Okay.
And I had my wig. I was Michelle Williams, who has like short blonde hair. So I had my hair up and I wore this. I bought like a wig that was like this short little like pixie cut wig. And I wore this, like I wore pearl earrings and like a little dress. Mm-hmm. And people kept coming up to me telling me they liked my Republican costume.
Oh, but now you know that it was a 2-for-1. So if you want to go as a young Republican, you've got that costume ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. So yeah, don't pick an obscure costume no one will understand. Also, don't be lazy about it. So that's my other thing. In this day and age with, I hate to say it, Amazon, you can literally order a costume and have it the next day. So don't be lazy.
And you know what? I have nothing but good things to say about Amazon. We're on Twitch, which is owned by my main man, Jeff Bezos. I'm a Bezos boy. Hashtag Bezos boy.
I did not know this. I also I'm homies with Jeff B. I'm a Bezos gal. Shout out to Jeff.
Awesome. Jeff, we love you. Hope you're watching. Come on soon. Okay, so don't be lazy. Now I want to jump in on this. I think there's something to be said about the ironic costume. I think they might be going out of style, but then there's also the flip side, the costume that's so bad that it's good. Yeah.
It's a fine line. There's a fine line.
Okay.
To each their own. I was gonna say the ironic costumes, I think they are going out of style because I think they've just been overdone. The like It's Raining Men, serial killer. We all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I think it's a bit passe. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, and so also try to keep it simple. Last year, as I described the amount of effort I put into my costume that no one understood, a girl at the party was literally wearing a crop top and camo pants with a dollar store gun, and everyone understood her costume.
Right. So, yeah. Well, can I ask what was her? Was she like, oh, I'm a soldier?
No, you know what she was? She was one of the Charlie's Angels.
Oh. I mean, I never would have guessed that. I would, if I was at this party, I would have been like, I would have nudged someone. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't understand anyone's costumes at this thing. There's a Republican here. I thought that was a G.I. Joe.
There was also, anyways, where this party, like the other people I knew also had interesting costumes.
Yep.
Pat.
Of course, Pat Gordo, friend of the show.
Pat Gordo, friend of the show, friend of mine. He was dressed as an insta-gay.
I don't even know what it is, and I'm laughing.
And so he was wearing like a little, like, you know, those like big hats. What do we call
Yes.
like wide brim hats? And he had like a little like red bandana and like a white shirt and like a crop jean jacket.
Yeah.
With like jean shorts. And everyone thought he was a cowboy.
Yeah, see, I would have been like, oh, this is like a Coachella guy here. Or a, what's the Montreal one? Oceaga.
Yeah, he was kind of going for that vibe.
So here's the thing about this party. Too smart for me. I need one where there's someone wearing the classic black and white striped prisoner outfit where I can go, oh, classic costume.
There was a lot of interesting costumes. Like, now, the more I think about this party, there was a guy who was dressed as Baby Driver.
Oh, from the movie of the same name?
Yep.
Okay.
He had like similar to, you know what your guest Mark had earlier, that mic situation.
Yeah.
Like the headphone. That's what he had in his ear.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you, was this guy's audio quality at the party better than Mark's?
No, audio quality is worse than Mark's.
Oh, it's worse. Okay, so Mark's got something to feel good about. Okay, so this is great. I'm learning a lot about costumes here.
And so just before I move on, my tips for costume is just literally buy a wig. $20 on Amazon. People will think you put a lot of effort in, and they're fun. Also,
wigs are fun. They are absolutely hilarious. Wigs are great.
If you have friends, which I hope you do, group costumes are fun too.
Yeah.
And also less planning, and you don't have to.
Yes.
And so that's my note on costumes.
Great. So if you're out there, there's the note on costumes. If you happen to be dressing up at the 2020 Halloween.
My next thing is and you mentioned this about Mark's wedding, there has to be chocolate. Like, it's a Halloween party. Like, you go to any party, there's always snacks. And what's special about a Halloween party is you need to have chocolate. And I will say, I agree with you. Do not skimp and get cheap candy chocolate for your party. Get like the good stuff, you know, those like packs that you're supposed to give out to kids.
Yes.
Like the Snickers and the Twix, like that's the candy you want to have at your party.
Well, and what's interesting is there's I think the dueling variety packs. Like there's the one where you get the O. Henry, Smarties, Coffee Crisp, and Arrow, which is just like a murderer's row of crappy chocolate, where it's just like, I'm all out on those. Now, where you're talking about the Snickers and Twix, that's where my heart is going.
James, I feel like you're starting to like Halloween more and more.
Look, it's you know what, it's working. I think I'm feeling it.
So you're right about the one that I'm talking, like the I think it's Mars as well, and Twix. That's the box you want to buy.
Yes.
The other one's like okay, but I think it's the same price, and why just get the better one?
Yeah, and then you no matter where you are, you look at the bowl at the end of it, it's just a bunch of packs of Smarties.
That's true.
It's just Smarties.
And so that's my note on that. And you know what? If you're going to a party, you can be polite and buy a box. If you wait until if you're going to a party on Halloween, I don't know if this is a thing, but like I think it'll probably go on sale on Halloween. Is that a thing? So just like stop by the Jean-Gutsu on your way to the party and buy some chocolate to bring.
There you go. So there's also some pricing tips here too at the same time.
2 for 1 here. Okay. Oh, also don't be cheap and give like some people have apples, like those candied apples.
Oh yeah.
No one wants that.
You know, I got candy apples as a kid. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, and it was better than just a regular apple.
Oh, you got apples as like regular apples?
Oh yeah, everything I was saying before: apples, peanuts, pennies, the whole.
You don't like Halloween. Where were you? What neighborhood are you trick or treating in?
I was trick or treating in the great city known as Prévost, Quebec. Where the treats were crappy and the tricks were non-existent.
Oh man. I was gonna say, did you ever get one of those like small little chip packets, like Lay's, but like mini Lay's?
That was my fave as a kid. I love the chips. But then you know what happens? You become an adult and you can buy big bags of chips anytime you want.
The magic is lost.
It's that's the thing. Maybe that's what it is. When you become a grown-up, you can just buy candy whenever you want, which is why adults like Halloween for anonymous sex.
Okay, Okay, moving to my next part, which is the drinking, which sometimes goes along with the anonymous sex.
Yep.
I don't know if I have any don'ts on this. If you want to drink, drink. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. You do you. Theme drinks are fun. Like I don't know, like different colors. I don't know, whatever you're into, you do.
Yep.
You can, so I don't really think I have any don'ts. Like just do
Okay.
what you want in terms of your drink situation. Oh, okay. Big thing I like a lot is Halloween decorations. I think the decorations are really fun. If you're gonna throw a party and you want to go all out, I would recommend getting a fog machine.
Whoa, you're renting a fog machine for the party?
If I think if I'm like I'm already an adult, but like in a few years, let's say if I like own a house and I like would throw a house party, I would for sure, if I could afford it, get a fog machine.
You know what? I responded to that with a lot of judgment. And what I'm trying to do is really check myself here and know that if I were to do the Christmas equivalent of a fog machine, which is I guess a snow machine, but then I don't even think I would do that either.
I think the Christmas equivalent is getting like a huge Christmas tree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would definitely do a huge Christmas tree. I would like that.
Yeah. So I think fog machine is the equivalent. Yeah. So yeah, fog machine is good. Also, I think like what else? Like I personally like the decorations that are kind of like more gory, I guess. Like if you got a bloody situation, you got some skeleton, you know, you put like some fake bones, you put like a dead hand on your door. Like I like all that stuff more.
Yeah,
like
you're more into the ghoulish stuff and not kind of a silly Halloween, which is like furry spiders and you know, you want the medical bag full of blood, and I want like I want the skeleton that's like this.
I don't mind the skeleton.
You know what? I don't like how natural this looks either. I look like a Halloween decoration.
Look, see how you were meant for Halloween. I think of like that kind of also reminds me. There's like a similar thing, but it's like a witch. I'm sure we all do the same thing.
Yeah, it's like one you put on the wall, and then you pass by it at a haunty house, and it goes.
See, I think you're not into like the goofy kid Halloween, but see, the adult Halloween, I think is much more like kind of, I don't want to say gory, but like a bit more of that.
But I think, you know what the thing is, you know what the gore leads to?
The sex.
Anonymous sex.
Yep. I think you might be right.
Yeah.
And the other thing, a Ouija board's always fun.
Oh, you know what? See, now here's something. If I had like a group of friends.
If you had friends.
If they were just, if I had friends now that they're all falling off one by one every day of the week, if it was like, hey, James, so a couple of us are getting together and we're going to roll around the Ouija board for a couple hours and
in a cemetery.
In a cemetery? Oh, see, I could imagine myself going to someone's apartment if it was like me and some other one. I was like, hey, are you going to Steve's party tonight? They have a Ouija board. And then this like, yeah, I heard there's going to be anonymous sex there. And I'd be like, I don't know.
But if there's a Ouija board, no anonymous.
Yeah, the Ouija board sounds pretty fun. It's like, I feel like you can go back to being a kid there.
Okay. So maybe like a party with different rooms. Like one room is anonymous sex room. One room is Ouija board room.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from both. Now here, that's a great idea where it's like, hey guys, I set up all my different rooms. This is like, the scary hospital room, Ouija board room. This is the silly decoration room. Over here is the slime room. Oh, what's this one over here? Anonymous sex room. What happens in the other rooms? Sex happens in all of them.
Wait till I throw a Halloween party, James.
I don't know why I got a Halloween scare. You know what? This is a fun episode. This is a really fun one. I'm having a great time.
Okay. And my last thing was games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So wow, I have to like compose myself here.
Yeah.
Games are fun. I think traditionally Halloween games are like apple bobbing, which I think is not fun.
Yep. It was disgusting. It's absolutely repulsive.
Thank you. I don't know why, as an adult, I don't know if I'm alone on this. I actually still think Twister is a fun thing to play.
Oh, Saima. You know what Twister leads to, right? This is the thing about Twister is that Twister always looks fun on the box, or if you see other people playing it, but then you're playing Twister and like the mat's getting all bunched up and like it hurts. Twister's painful.
I haven't played, like I said, I haven't played in a while, but the
Yeah.
last times I played, I think it's fun. And
Mhm.
you might be right though. It might lead to it might actually lead to the anonymous sex because there's
Yeah.
a lot of short costumes happening, and that with the Twister, that's the anonymous sex.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then my last point here is music. I personally throw out what do you call it? The Goosebumps theme song. That's a good one. You could make yourself a little playlist of Halloween classics.
And we had friend of the show, Jason Grimmer, on Monday night. He gave us a real all-star playlist of songs that are not necessarily Halloween themed, but then can be used for a playlist. So if you're out there, you can check that archived episode out right now on Twitch. I think a Halloween playlist is a very fun thing, but it seems to be it's like the same 7 songs, and that even is generous. So you know you're going to get Monster Mash, you might get Goosebumps, Ghostbusters, Thriller, and then it starts to, I think it goes on loop after that.
Oh, I think you could probably what's that the Backstreet Boys song?
The Backstreet's Back, which for some reason had a scary video where they were all various types of monsters.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a few others out there. I'm sure there's like someone's created already a playlist on YouTube that you can use, and you can later use that same playlist to have the anonymous sex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because who wouldn't love making passionate romance to the Goosebumps theme, or if you're freaky, the Are You Afraid of the Dark theme?
It's Halloween. It's anonymous. You don't know who it is.
It's a time to explore. It's a time to get freaky and have fun. Saima, is that the full list?
I believe that is it. So yeah, I believe that's it. And for all of you out there who are going to be having, I guess, not having parties this year, hopefully in 2021 we can all party together. And I also wanted to add this, I'm especially sad because I do like to go to parties, and I do think Halloween parties are super fun. And this year happens to be the year that Halloween is on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I have waited 7 years of my adult life for Halloween to be on a Saturday, not like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Friday's good, but Halloween on a Saturday is really like the prime Halloween of your adulthood. And we cannot do anything this year.
Yeah, because you got Halloween on a Wednesday. If you're like 18 and up, no one wants to get romantic on a Wednesday. Saturday, it's like, it's there for the taking. But Saima, can I invite you to something?
Sure.
On Halloween night, right here on October 31st, we will be having the At Home with James Saturday Spooktacular, featuring the first ever Halloween pumpkin carving contest, in which a variety of participants at the beginning of the show will need to begin carving a pumpkin, and by the night's end, their pumpkin needs to be completely carved, and the winner will receive a grand prize.
What is the prize?
It's only going to get revealed on Halloween night, but I can tell you what, it's not an apple, it's not pennies, it's not peanuts, it's not disgusting molasses candy, and it's definitely not sex.
Okay.
Simon, I want to make a bold offer to you right now. I'm going to give you 2 choices.
Okay.
Would you like to compete in the pumpkin carving contest, or would you like to join us alternatively for different Halloween fun?
What is different Halloween fun?
I'll figure it out when I put the segments together.
Can I think about this? I'm very excited.
Yeah.
This is way more decisions than I thought I would be making.
Right.
I might lean towards the pumpkin carving.
Oh, okay.
But it's a bit messy, and I'll let you know.
Well, I'm going to send you some of the workaround rules that make life easier.
And we have to have a costume, I assume.
Well, I didn't want to be that guy, but I'm now declaring anyone in the pumpkin carving competition needs to be in a costume. Yes.
Are you gonna have a costume, James?
Oh, I've got my costume picked out. First time I will dress up in over 10 years on Halloween night.
And this is a surprise, I'm hoping or assuming, or you...
It's all going to be a scary surprise on October 31st right here on Twitch.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Are you going to be a Coke can or like Santa Claus? Those
You
are
know what?
questions.
We're going to have to wait and see on Halloween night.
Okay, well, James, yeah, I'll definitely be there, and I'll let you know what in what capacity. But I'm very excited, actually.
I'm going to send you some specifics off air. In fact, I will tell you off air when we wrap this show up.
Sounds good.
Saima, thanks so much for being here, and thank you for that list.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Folks, I think it's happening. I think I might be getting into the Halloween spirit. And I don't know what it is. Was it the talk of Twister and ghosts and goblins and me doing this? I feel disgusted with myself when I do that. But I'm telling you this, things and business is picking up for our Halloween episode. Once again, it happens on Saturday, October 31st, right here on our Saturday Spooktacular special. Before we do that, and before we move on to our last guest, a couple quick things. We will be back in our usual time slot right here on Friday when fan favorite Connor Rose joins us once again. I don't know if he's been having any type of anonymous or he knows the sexual encounters in which he's participating in, but Connor Rose will be here. Next week will be even more Halloween goodness. Who's going to be here? Walter Ling is going to be here. Jess Files is going to be here. Keith Waterfield is going to be here. A ton of people bringing their nerd Halloween culture and forcing it onto me. Guys, I might even have myself a little bit of a treat after this show. I might go to my pantry and have myself, now this might be an unpopular treat, an oatmeal raisin cookie. If anything is a Halloween treat, it's an oatmeal raisin cookie. Now, some people think that that's a bit of an old man cookie. Well, I think of myself as a bit of a young and vibrant young man. So young that the word young needs to be used twice in the same sentence. A lot of people, they like their chocolate chip cookies. I'm a fan of the oatmeal raisin. So if you're out there in the chat, you let me know right now. You an oatmeal raisin cookie fan? You a chocolate chip cookie fan? You let me know, because I need to know where my raisin oatmeal heads are at right here, right now. Let's move on to our third and final guest, coming to us all the way from what I assume is Transylvania. It is the one, it is the only, one of the most legendary creatures that has ever roamed the earth. Some people know this person as Nosferatu. Tonight, we know him in his traditional name in the Halloween sense of things. It is Dracula. Dracula, thanks so much for being here tonight. Okay, so I feel a little scared.
Hello, James. Yes. How are you?
Dracula, how are you?
I'm good, man, but you got my name wrong. It's
should I have said Nosferatu?
No, it's Drunkula.
What? Drunkula?
Yeah, it's my bros. They call me Drunkula.
Wait, so I'm
How are you, James?
So you're not Dracula.
Me? No, Dracula. So that's another guy. I am Drunkula.
You're Drunkula.
Yeah, that's what my
Drunkula.
Yeah, because I drink to excess.
Okay, so I guess some people might call you an alcoholic Dracula.
Oh, whoa. Words, they have meaning, James.
Yeah, okay, well, this
I
is true.
drink to excess. I am not a drunk.
I may have insulted people who consume alcohol in the incel community on this show.
I can control myself. I can quit whenever I want.
Okay, isn't that what they all say?
Oh, for me, I mean it. I can quit whenever I want.
Okay, so
I don't have a problem.
Well, look, I'm not trying to imply that you have a problem. Your name kind of implies it for itself.
Well, it's a fun thing. Me and
you
my
got some
friends.
nice gloves there.
Oh, yes, these? Yes, these
Yeah.
are Michael Jackson's gloves.
Oh, wait. You own Michael Jackson's blood-covered gloves?
Yes, yes, I won them in a fight.
Oh, when you were in a fight with Michael Jackson?
No, with one of the monsters from Thriller.
Oh, you mean the zombies?
The zombie, yes. I beat a zombie and I won the glove.
Did you know that those were just people in makeup, right?
Oh, you know that's not true.
So you're telling me that you were on set for the filming of Thriller and you beat up someone in a zombie outfit and then took their gloves?
No, James, I beat up a real zombie.
Okay, well, I'll have to take your word for it. Now,
I put him to death for the second time.
yeah, of course, the zombies are the walking undead.
Exactly, yes.
What are you drinking there tonight? Looks like you're drinking a Sleeman's Red?
I'm drinking a Sleeman's blood.
Oh, I wasn't aware that Sleeman's got a brand of blood.
Yes, they've cornered the market of beer blood.
Oh, wait, is it beer or is it blood?
It's fermented blood.
Oh, it's fermented.
Roughly 5% alcohol content, depending on the kind.
So you're telling me that blood comes in at an alcohol level of 5%?
This is an India Pale Ale blood
Is
beverage.
Is that just the blood of someone that was drunk and died?
No, this is blood. This is blood of someone, and you ferment it in a barrel, and depending on how long you ferment it, it changes the alcohol level of the blood.
Yeah. Okay. So
You add a little bit of hops, a little bit of barley. There's a lot of micro breweries that make a blood, but this is sort of the big blood company.
Right. So you're just drinking blood beer.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a vampire, James.
Well, yeah, of course. What other drinks do you like?
I like, well, I've got another one right here. This is whiskey.
Oh, so that's just whiskey. There's no blood.
It's just whiskey, yes.
Okay.
But it gets you fucked.
Okay. Well, thanks for cursing.
Oh, sorry. Is this a kids show?
I'm trying to scale back on the cursing.
Okay, it gets you destroyed.
Oh, it gets you destroyed now.
Lit, as the kids say.
Yeah, and does lit stand for something?
I don't know. Does it? I don't know.
Oh, I just thought maybe it would.
It probably does, yes.
Yeah.
I don't. The kids, they changed. I've been alive for a long time, you know. The kids, they always come up with new vocabulary. I just follow the trends. I don't set them.
Well, I heard along my travels that lit stands for something.
Okay, well, do you know what it is? Do you want me to Google it or something?
No,
What do you
I tell you, it's literally intoxicated, Todd.
Is this American joke?
No, it's like I heard it walking down the street. There was some guy who's saying I'm lit, and then this one guy goes, "What does that mean?" And he says, "I'm literally intoxicated, Todd."
You saw this interaction in real life?
I saw this interaction.
Wow, James, you've really seen it all.
Yeah, I've seen it. Where are you coming to us from? Are you from Transylvania? I'm having a hard time tracking your accent.
I'm from Eastern Europe.
Eastern where?
The east of Europe.
Great.
And
So
this is my frat house.
Oh, so you're part of a fraternity?
I'm part of a fraternity of brothers. Yes, we go to college down the road, and
What college are you going to?
we go to College of the Dead.
Oh, college. So who else goes? Is it all just other drunkulas?
No, my drunk. There's James. What are you doing? I am Drunkula. That's my name. It's my nickname.
Okay, so there's
in the
there's
frat.
yeah. So who else is there?
Because I pound blood beer, and all the vampires go, oh, 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 oh.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you're in like an Eastern European nightclub.
That's exactly it. Yes, that's what it is.
Well, okay, so but from what I understand about the culture of vampires that drink up is that of course they survive off of the blood of humans. Now, are you only drinking beer blood, or do you ever try to stalk a human being for their supply, so to speak?
Oh, I stalk human beings. Yes. Why, James? Are you looking to become a vampire?
Not particularly. I'm just interviewing you.
Do you want to experience eternal life?
I mean, the idea of eternal life sounds fascinating, but I think I'm mostly into the idea of
Cool
understanding what your
parties at the
habits are.
frat house.
Are you inviting me to join your fraternity?
If you join forever.
Well, help me understand what's part of the initiation.
Oh, so much fun. Me and the boys, we blindfold you. Then we put your hands in different things and you have to guess what it is. Could be eyeballs.
Right? Are the eyeballs just, grapes?
Oh, you know this one?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, what other stuff do you put hands in?
Oh, we put it in blood.
So was the blood just beer blood?
Oh, yeah. You're good. You're good. You'd fit right in at the fraternity.
What other stuff do you put your hands in?
Guts.
Guts? Was that like spaghetti or something?
James, we might come to you for some ideas next time.
Well, is there like a hazing process?
Yes, well, that's part of it.
So the hazing process is the initiation?
Aren't those synonymous?
Well, I understood that you have to do the initiation, then you make it into the fraternity, then they haze you.
No, the hazing and the initiation, we combined it into one streamlined process.
Okay, yeah.
And then we bite your neck and you die.
Well, okay, so now we're getting to the crux of my question. Yeah. You want to get a little closer with that? Yeah, can you get a little bit closer? I'm noticing that I'm not really seeing any fangs.
Fangs? No. These are thangs.
Wait. What was that now?
These are not fangs. These are my tangs.
Your tangs?
My tangs.
So fangs, THANGS?
Yes.
So you call your teeth your thangs?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm still trying to get to the bottom of.
Let me see your tangs.
My tangs.
Show us your tangs, James. Oh, not bad.
Not bad, right?
You should see a dentist, perhaps.
Yeah, well, it's been many years.
Well, I mean, I've lived a long time, and it seems like you've got the teeth of a 800-year-old.
Oh, an 8. Well, I mean, I guess in the world that you live in, you might come across some 800-year-old people, as they do.
Yes. James, guess how old I am.
I mean, you're part of a fraternity, so I'm gonna say 17.
Oh, you're a charmer, James. You're a charmer. Oh, I haven't been called that young. Oh, you probably would card me if I bought blood beer at the store.
Well, I don't work at a store,
so but if you did, you'd probably card me, and I would be honored.
Well, again,
James,
yeah.
Would you believe I am 102 years old?
No, I wouldn't. When's your birthday?
November 29th.
Yeah, listen, you're having a hard time with that one. It must be.
What do you mean?
Once you get into your hundreds, it must be tough to remember your birth date.
No, November 29th.
Well, there's just a really long pause in between the month and
1918.
1918, of course. Well, so I want to get back to the question. You've been ducking a little bit. How do you find your, I guess you want to call them victims?
Oh, you're getting into the nitty gritty,
Well, yeah, right here in the chat, someone has mentioned, Sid Rock has mentioned you have stalker eyes.
Stalker eyes. Thank you, Sid Rock. Let me ask, are you related to Chris Rock?
Well, moving on from that, look, we just had Saima Ahmed on. Jesus Christ.
What? Don't say that name, James. Don't say that name. For that is my enemy.
The Halloween season is upon us. It must be exciting for you knowing that some parties might be happening illegally where there will be both drinking, but people on hand to, suck the blood of.
Oh, I was so pissed this year, James, that they canceled spring break.
Right, yeah.
They closed the beaches
Yeah,
of
did you have a
Transylvania.
destination?
Oh, we were
Oh,
going to
you-
go party on the beach at night, you know. I can't
Yeah.
go on the days because of, you know, my skin condition.
Yeah, your skin conditions. Yeah, you have vitiligo.
No, I'm allergic to the sun.
What are you taking there?
What?
Is it zinc?
No, this is vitamin D.
Right, of course.
Vitamin D is supposed to be good for COVID, and I get no sun, so I'm very deficient.
Well, yeah. Have you had
We
any
wash
COVID
it down with
scares?
some blood. What?
Yeah, wash it down with some blood. Have you had any COVID scares, Drunkula?
Oh, yes. A werewolf sneezed on me.
Well, it must be tough for you having to remain 6 feet apart from people, knowing that you want to get their blood.
It's very tough. Sometimes I've been known to break a rule or two.
Okay, so you've been breaking protocol in terms of COVID-19 precautionary measures.
Oh yes, yes. I've been going. I've been taking my mask off. I'm an anti-masker.
Oh, so Drunkula, of course you're an anti-masker. How else would you drink?
Exactly. Yes, yes. I don't believe in the masks. You know, I'm waiting for herd immunity.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people that are pro-mask?
You know, freedom. That's what I'm all about. So if you believe in masks, wear a mask. But don't tell me how to live my life.
Well, you just said you're actively anti-mask.
Yeah, for my personal choices. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
not.
it's not-
I'm not militant about it, James.
Okay,
You
so
know.
you're fairly liberal and open-minded in your thought process.
Yeah. Everyone. I'm a libertarian.
Oh, you're a libertarian?
That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't aware that the undead had political affiliation.
Oh yeah. Well, for liberty above all else, you know. That's why masks. Government telling you to wear masks. It's authoritarianism, James. And us vampires, we worry about that kind of thing. The next thing you know, there's a village chasing after us with pitchforks and torches.
Well, yeah, we don't want that. Knowing that Halloween is coming up, do you have any plans on how you intend to celebrate, despite the difficulties that people are dealing with right now?
Well, James, we're throwing a party.
Oh, so you're throwing a Halloween party.
Yeah.
So what should people expect if they happen to arrive at your frat house for Halloween?
Well, you know, open invite. So come on, it's a $20 cover at the door, and
There's a cover charge?
It's all you can drink. Yeah, we got to pay for
Yep.
the kegs of blood somehow, you know. And me and my boys, you know, we're gonna get you fucked up, okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna get you super. Sorry for cursing. I forgot it's a
Yep.
kids show, but we're gonna get
Well, it's
you.
not a kids show.
Okay. Well, okay.
Well, who else is gonna be? Who are your boys?
Oh, we got it all. We got
Who
me.
you got it all?
we got it all. You know, we got the Wolfman is going to be
Yep.
there. We got well, somebody you look kind of like, you know, Mr. Skeleton.
Wait, who's Mr. Skeleton?
He's a man who's just bones, James. He
Not
goes like
Halloween.
this.
So of course, yeah. I forgot the classic Halloween character, Mr. Skeleton.
Yes. That's who
else?
Skeletor was based off of in the
who
He-Man
else?
series.
Who else is gonna be there?
You got the Witch. The Witches
Yeah,
of
of course.
Madison County.
Yeah.
You've got the Mummy
Yeah.
from and Brendan Fraser's going to be there too.
Oh,
He's
Brendan
coming.
Fraser is
Yeah.
also is the
He's
Scorpion
coming
King gonna
with-
be there too?
Oh yes, the Scorpion King, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Watch out for his tail.
Yeah.
It will get you.
You know this from experience?
Oh yeah. Where do you think this blood came from, James?
Oh, so not from sucking blood. You had a run-in with the
I had
Scorpion.
a run-in with the Scorpion King.
Right.
Yeah.
You should see. I bet it.
He gave me the people's elbow.
Right. Okay. He gave you a wrestling move.
Yes.
Well,
Because that character's played by The Rock, James.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we got that.
You know.
I feel like we've done what we've set out to do tonight.
James, let me ask you something, James.
Yeah.
I feel like you think I'm a tough interview.
No, I wouldn't say it's tough. No.
I feel like the questions you've thrown at me, it's almost like you're not interested in my backstory at all.
Well, I feel like we explored your backstory.
I don't know. There's so much more, you know. I've lived
Well,
for
tell me about it.
I've lived for 102 years, you know. I was
I'm sure people would love another 15 minutes.
You didn't even ask how I became a vampire.
Okay, this is true. You're correct. What is your origin story, Drunkula?
You don't want to know.
No, tell me. Come on, it's Halloween. I want to get it.
You don't
I want to get into the spirit. Come
No,
on.
no, I get it. The segment's over. You don't even want to know my backstory.
Come on, let's hear your backstory, Drunkula.
I was beaten by a Nazi. Is that funny, James? Is that funny? No follow-up questions? All right.
Okay, so no, it's not funny. I was just shocked, and when I'm surprised, my habit is to laugh. Yeah, drink up.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I feel touched that you would share such a, it's a horrible thing.
Yes. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, neither do I. Hide yourself. Drunkula, look,
Yes.
Are we gonna see you before the big night on the 31st?
It depends, If you invite me back after this segment, maybe I'll come back.
I'd love to have you back. I'd like to see what the frat house is all about.
Okay, maybe we'll go inside.
Yeah, well, I don't think I will, but I am totally open to the possibility of you having fun in there with other people.
All right, James.
Drunkula, thanks so much, buddy. I never knew Dracula to be a bower, let alone Drunkula to bow. Folks, that's our show tonight. It is 10:17 p.m. It flew by just like that. I think I might be getting into the Halloween spirit. It's happening. We've had a variety of fun conversation tonight. There's been twists, turns, surprises, shrieks. I was caught off guard at one point in regards to anonymous sex Halloween parties. Drunkula was here talking about a very unsettling backstory. And we will be back for more spooktacular fun this Friday. I want to thank Saima Ahmed for being here. I want to thank Mark Pollesel. Of course, I want to thank Drunkula for being here. Let's hope that Drunkula finds a way to get some help so, maybe he can transition to a life of just being a run-of-the-mill Dracula. Folks, thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. And we will be back on Friday, as mentioned, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/@home with James. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And be well.